All right, in Bob Goff's latest book, he writes, "You leak what you love," which really is true because what we love leaks out of us, and it's evident in how we live our lives. There are many things that have shaped me into the person that I am today and played a part in my life story, so with the time that I have, I'm just going to share a few of those. I'm a Louisville native, born and raised, and I come from a family of 5, but 6 if you include our dog McCord. I have a mom and a dad, 2 younger brothers, Dawson who's 17, Evan who's 15. Evan has autism, and McCord is supposed to be a service dog for Evan, but he failed his service dog training test because he likes to chase squirrels a little too much. When Evan was 7 years old, he was receiving a treatment for his autism here in Louisville at Coast Children's Hospital. Significantly helped him in his battle, so the hospital gave it to 3 other patients with autism. They also helped them, and they wanted to do a study on this treatment with 50 kids with autism. Well, because of the improvement I saw in my brother, how much it helped our family and then those other families, I wanted that to happen for 50 other children and families as soon as it could. And so I was 10 years old and I had $7.35 in my piggy bank, and I took it to my mom one day and I said, "It's not enough for the study, but you can have it, and I'm gonna raise the rest." And she graciously took it from me, and she was thankful, but I could tell that in the way that she took it, she was kind of like, "You don't know how much $200,000 is," which granted I didn't, but probably couldn't have even counted that high at that age. But I did know that the power of God behind me was bigger than the task in front of me. And so I was just gonna let God do his thing. And so I started making and selling beaded bracelets that look like this. And within 6 months, through sales and donations, God provided $218,000. And so through that journey, I got to do some pretty cool things, and it gained some media attention. But one of my favorite things was that I got to meet the UofL softball team. And I've played softball all growing up, but I never got to meet them, but I got to attend a practice, give them bracelets, talk with them, meet them. And it was that day that I realized I wanted to play softball for UofL. And so from then on, I started to work really hard to try and make that dream become a reality. But it didn't take long for softball to be an idol in my life. And it was the one thing that I would not give up if God called me to give it up. I placed it above my relationship with Jesus. And so I felt like when I was 15 or 16, of course, God called me to give it up. And so I felt like I didn't know how long he was calling me to give it up for, but after months and months of disobedience, I decided to follow him and completely surrender my everything to follow Jesus and whatever his will for my life was. And so I didn't play softball for 2 years, but then 2 falls ago, so like 2 years ago, my dad got a call from one of my old coaches saying that their catcher got injured, and it would really help them out if I could just pick up a few tournaments for them, get them through the fall season. And so I decided, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I haven't seen a live pitch in 2 years, but let's go for it. And so I went out and I played, and by no coincidence at all, I played the best that I ever had in my life. And so I started to think, well, maybe there's an opportunity I can still even walk on at UofL and use that platform to glorify God in a way that not many of us get. And so I set up a meeting with my now head coach, and she said, "Yeah, we would love to have you join in the fall." And so that's how I'm here, but it's not necessarily why I'm here. I have an opportunity here to be Jesus to people who don't know Jesus. I sit in classrooms every day with people who don't know his grace, and I'm in a locker room every day with people who don't know his love. And so my life mission, honestly, is just to make sure that the people that encounter me have an encounter with Jesus, and they see his love through how I love them, and his grace through how I extend grace to them. So although this speech is supposed to be about me, I can't really talk about me without talking about Jesus, because my identity really just lies in him. So if you want to know my favorite part about myself and who I really am, is that I'm a loved and redeemed daughter of the King. And the same God that made the stars in the sky and every blade of grass on the ground outside, and that by no accident made you and made me, claims me as his own. And to him I'm worth dying for. So although some people know me as the softball player or even the bracelet girl, my true and unwavering identity lies in who I am in Christ, what he's done for me. And so my mission is to introduce people to the one that saved me and the one that has made me who I am. That gives me more hope, peace, and love than anything or anyone else ever could. Thank you.